All right, well, we are here at the Lucky Leaf Expo with my buddy Will.
Hello.
Will, so happy to have you here.
I'm so happy to be here.
Today we're playing a little bit of a game. Now, this is a game that we've played on the show before, but not with you, so I'm so excited to have you here. We made Steve do it. You know, we had Kat on earlier. We forced her to play this game, and now you're willingly playing this game, so this is great.
Yes.
This is called
I'm game.
Word Salad Strain Name. So we've got a bunch of words that we're going to give you.
Okay.
You're going to be able to put them in any order you want. It's going to make up a new strain name. And you're going to have to tell us, what do you think it tastes, smells, experiences like? Lemur breath OG feels like being woken up by a zaboomafoo in the morning and getting breathed on just like a...
Yeah.
People need that.
I could feel that, yeah.
So today we've got some fun categories. You're going to be getting one of each of these words. You're going to be getting a color.
Okay.
You're going to be getting something that's toxic or like not great for people.
Okay.
And you're also going to be getting a Girl Scout cookie because today's episode is actually brought to you by the Girl Scouts of America. So let's go ahead and jump in. Feel free to grab...
Is it?
It is, yeah. We can legally say that and not get sued because we're not sponsored by them.
Wow.
It's just we wouldn't be able to do this episode
without
the Girl Scouts of America.
Wow.
So shout out to the Girl Scouts of America. So feel free to grab one card out of each of these envelopes, and then you're going to be able to shuffle them. Now, there are some good words in there that are related to like real strains, and then there are also just some other words.
I love you. Got a thesaurus out?
Yeah. It was a lot of stone thinking and saying, "Oh, this could be an interesting smell. Maybe."
Okay.
Maybe. All right, we've got the words picked.
I've got my 3.
Fate is sealed, as they say. Go ahead and flip those over and tell us what words we've got here.
Today we have peanut butter sandwich or do-si-dos.
Yeah, because you could decide, depending on where you're at in the country, they're called different things.
Yeah,
so.
I prefer do-si-dos.
And so does my wife, and so I'm glad that you went with that. I told her we do have to put both because people might not know both, but
you're right.
We got it.
Chemical.
Yep, chemical. So we've got do-si-do, we've got chemical.
And glow in the dark.
Glow in the dark. So you get to put those in any order that you want. And you got to tell us, you know, I'm coming into your dispensary. You've got only one thing. It's in a jar. I say, what does it smell like? What? Tell me.
Okay.
What do you have for sale?
It's hard, isn't it?
It's a little hard.
Yeah, it's because there are some where there's really no good answers.
Yeah.
There's just like the least bad. Yeah. There are some combos that I was looking at and I was like, man, I hope those don't line up. And so far, okay.
I will say...
I love this like shuffling of the words, getting them in every order.
It's like, which one speaks to me is kind of what I'm going for. I think I like this.
All right. So we got glow-in-the-dark chemical do-si-do.
Yeah.
That's incredible. I've never heard of this strain before, but I want it. What is it like?
So, imagine you're in the darkest room possible.
Okay.
You know? No light is entering this space.
I see nothing.
In there is a glow-in-the-dark person do-si-doing in front of you.
Holy sheesh.
That's where it brings you.
Okay. All right, so we've got a person
brought into it. You're brought
do-si-doing.
Yes. You are brought into this space. And you just see them in the center of it.
Wow.
And they're just spinning. And that just brings you to a wonderful space.
See, that sounds like a place that I would want to hang out. I feel like that's I've heard people talk about Headband, like gives you that like headband experience.
Yeah.
I want to feel like I'm in a dark room with a human glow-in-the-dark do-si-doing in front of me. Like people describe like ego death, and people might be like, oh, no, nobody wants that.
No,
People do. And this one, a glow-in-the-dark do-si-do dancer, people might be like, oh, nobody wants that. I do. That sounds really cool.
Yeah. And honestly, the only reason we put chemical in there is that That's the smell it emits.
All right, yeah. So you're just like in this room. It smells like raw chemicals. You're like, people are glowing. I'm afraid, but
but
in a good way.
You feel like you're kind of honestly with the turtles.
Okay.
Down in the sewers.
Teenage Mutant.
You're a little
ectoplasmic.
Ectoplasmic.
That sounds like. That sounds incredible.
Yeah.
I think this is the year of the Ecto-Plasmic strain. Superboob,
you're
gone.
right.
2025 is the year of just like, this looks dangerous, and I want it.
And I kind of like it.
Yeah. Wow, I like that. Well, thank you so much for joining.
Of course.
We're gonna let you get back.
I love doing this segment immediately after taking a dab.
Oh yeah,
that's absolutely great.
It is critical that people know that Tanner's Terp Tasting was recorded right before this, immediately, like 30 seconds. So if you look at that chart of like the 15-minute up ramp after doing a dab, we're at like minute 13 right here. So you're about to reach that peak, and I'm so glad that you rode that with us today.
Yeah, of course. I was happy to be here.
Awesome. We'll be right back at the Lucky Leaf Expo.
Yeah. See you guys.
Northern Lights is a Minnesota Cannabis College production. This episode was produced by me, Tanner Berris, and by Steve Eigenman and Jordan With. Production assistance from Marcus Harkis, Shayna Payton, and John Barty. Video and audio recording at the Dabbler Depot studio by Jordan With. The information provided in this podcast does not, and is not intended to, constitute legal advice, but is instead for general information purposes only. No listener should act solely on the basis of information provided without first seeking advice from their own legal counsel. The views and opinions expressed in this program are those of the speakers and do not necessarily reflect the views or positions of the Minnesota Cannabis College. Please listen responsibly.
Thank you.